Hey guys, so we are going to be working on our CYU 8 for context clues today. A big thing that we want to do is how can context clues help you as a reader? And by the end of this lesson, you should be able to define the meaning of context clues, read a text, and determine the meaning of unknown words based on those context clues, and be able to cite evidence from a text to answer the questions to support your thinking. So, just to review some of those things that we were talking about yesterday and today, we have synonyms. A synonym is a word with the same meaning used in the sentence. So, my opponent's argument is fallacious, misleading, plain wrong. An antonym, a group or word of words or words that has opposite meaning, reveals the meaning of an unknown term. Although some men are loquacious, others hardly talk at all. Then an explanation, the unknown word is explained within the sentence or in a sentence immediately preceding. The patient is so somnolent that she requires medications to help her stay awake for more than a short time. Or examples. There can be specific examples are used to define the term. Celestial bodies such as the sun and moon, and stars are governed by predictable laws. So that's how we see some types of ways that we can tell context clues from a sentence. And that's some stuff that we talked about yesterday. So the unknown word is explained by using a more familiar word or phrase when you're trying to pick out a context clue in a sentence. So to give you an example, if in the sentence it says entomology is the study of insects, it's telling you that it is something so you can define that word. Archaeology is the scientific study of prehistoric cultures by excavation of their remains. Um, we'll see restating what something means or a synonym. So the mountain pass was a tortuous road winding and twisting like a snake around the trees of the mountainside. So we're seeing that it's twisting, it's torturous, there's winding. So we're seeing some synonym words. If we're comparing words, you might see words like to, like, as, similar to, in the same way. My brother is enthralled by birds, similar to the way that I'm fascinated by insects. So it's saying that one thing is like the other by comparing it. In the same way, you can contrast words. So when the light brightens, the pupil of the eyes contracts. However, when it grows darker, they dilate. The children were as different as day and night. He was a lively conversationalist, but she was reserved and taciturn. So we see the opposite of those words. There are some example clues that you can use in a sentence too. So piscatorial creatures such as flounder, salmon, and trout live in the coldest parts of the ocean. So you probably don't know what piscatorial means, but when you see the words flounder, salmon, and trout, you know that we're talking about fish. We talked about celestial bodies, that be the sun, moon, and stars. So all of a sudden, you know we're talking about space. Um, All right, so let's do some practice. So we're going to read each sentence and find the correct answer. So the archaeologist carefully removed the tome from its ancient resting place and proceeded to read the pages related to marriage in ancient Greece. What does the word tome probably mean? Is it pen, weapon, book, or sausage? So if I looked at tome in its ancient resting place, proceeded to read the pages, my most likely word that it's going to be is book. So if you're flipping through those pages, that's actually going to be a book that you're reading. The Navajo language is an unwritten language of extreme complexity with no alphabet or symbols and is spoken only on the lands of the Navajo Nation in the American Southwest. During World War II, a Navajo code was created for the U.S. Navy. This code was virtually undecipherable to anyone except Navajo speaking persons. What does the word virtually probably mean? Is it pleasant, almost, never, or always? So if I was going to go back, it's showing that the Navajo was created This code was undecipherable, so it means that nobody could decipher it for anyone. So I would probably say almost. It was almost undecipherable, meaning that almost nobody could see it. Let's do one or two more together. So, 55 most prominent male delegates attended the Philadelphia Convention of 1787. About 75% of the delegates had served in Congress, and others were important people in their home states. These men were often referred to as the framers of the Constitution. What does the word prominent probably mean? Unimportant, unknown, common, or important? Well, if it's saying the most prominent, it's saying that only 55 of all of the men that lived there went. 75 had to serve in Congress. They were important people. So it actually even says the word there. So I would say that means these were important men. And our last one, bats that eat fruit and nectar spread seeds and help flowers grow. Without bats, many important plants would not thrive. What does the word thrive probably mean? Flourish, die, wither, or deteriorate. So it's saying that without all of these things, they would not thrive. So they're helping the flowers grow. So I would think that it would be flourish. So today you should be able to, at the end of watching this and going through the slideshow, to find the meaning of underlined words based on context clues in the sentence, whether it be synonyms, antonyms, comparing and contrasting, repeating, or anything like that. So you need to complete now your CYU 8 of context clues on your own.